I honestly think at this point, I'm just going to give up and accept the fact that AI has pretty much taken over and is and will continue to make our lives worse. Like, I'm sure by now you've heard of or probably seen that RAM prices have skyrocketed recently, and even that's putting it lightly, all because Micron, one of only 3 RAM manufacturers, has decided that they're going to stop selling to us everyday consumers and instead are going to entirely focus on AI. So essentially, they're telling consumers to go fuck themselves while they get on their knees and suck AI's dick, which it seems like that's what a lot of other companies are starting to do, but I'll get into that later on. They put out a massive statement, which I'm not going to read because it's very long, but I'll read to you the most important part of it. Micron Technology Inc., a leader in innovative memory and storage solutions, today announced its decision to exit the crucial consumer business, including the sale of crucial consumer-branded products at key retailers, e-tailers, and distributors worldwide. Micron will continue crucial consumer product shipments through the consumer channel until the end of fiscal quarter 2, February 2026. The company will work closely with partners and customers through this transition and will provide continued warranty service and support for crucial products. Micron will continue to support the sale of Micron branded enterprise products to commercial channel customers globally. The AI-driven growth in the data center has led to a surge in demand for memory and storage. Micron has made the difficult decision to exit the crucial consumer business in order to improve supply and support for our larger strategic customers in faster growing segments, said Sumit Sadana. I definitely butchered that. EVP and Chief Business Officer at Micron Technology. Thanks to a passionate community of consumers, the crucial brand has become synonymous with technical leadership, quality, and reliability of leading-edge memory and storage products. We would like to thank our millions of customers, hundreds of partners, and all of Micron team members who have supported the crucial journey for the last 29 years. This decision reflects Micron's commitment to its ongoing portfolio transformation and the resulting alignment of its business to secular, profitable growth vectors in memory and storage. By concentrating on core enterprise and commercial segments, Micron aims to improve long-term business performance and create value for strategic customers as well as stakeholders. So basically what they're saying is consumers weren't giving them enough money, but when they saw how profitable AI was and how much money they can make off of that, their eyes turned to dollar signs like Mr. Krabs and they decided to bend the knee. And this decision has caused the price of RAM to increase exponentially. In fact, to paint a picture as to how bad the prices have gone, I'll share a personal example. Back in May, I decided to upgrade my PC, and one of the things I got was 2 sticks of DDR5 RAM, which in total gave me 32 gigs. And looking at my receipt and doing the math because I got a discount on it, but I also got sales tax, it came out to be a total of $104.23 if my math is correct. But now that it's December and Micron decided to stop selling RAM because they're a bunch of greedy assholes, I decided to look up the price of the RAM I got, and it is now $407.99. Holy shit. And that's only for 2 sticks that'll give you 32 gigs of RAM. If you want 2 sticks that'll give you 64 gigs, I would actually start praying for you to be financially blessed even though I'm an atheist, because the price of that comes out to $880.99. My god. But one thing to keep in mind is that I'm specifically using Best Buy's prices, and the reason I'm using that is because that's where I originally got my RAM from. But looking at the prices on other websites, yeah, it's not much better. If you want or need RAM, good luck getting it. I really hope you got some money saved up. And after looking at the cost of RAM now, I feel like I got on the last helicopter out of Vietnam. Like, I am so fucking glad I decided to upgrade my PC when I did. But I feel so bad for anyone who's trying to do that now because RAM pretty much costs as much as like the CPU, which is ridiculous. And by far the craziest and worst thing these RAM prices are doing, and you might want to strap yourself in because what I'm about to say is potentially going to be fucking insane. The rise in the cost of RAM is the reason why Valve has not announced Half-Life 3. According to Pirate Nation on Twitter, Mike Straw, a video game journalist, said Half-Life 3 is a Steam Machine launch title with Steam hardware set for spring 2026. He also said the reason Half-Life 3 had not been announced this year is that Valve is worried about the economics of RAM prices and their effect on the hardware. Now again, this is just a rumor, so it could be completely false, and if that's the case, then Half-Life fans are just gonna have to continue hitting that copium. But if this is true, then we actually need to start shutting AI down, or at least limiting how much fucking power it has, because there's no way it should be delaying the release of arguably the most anticipated game of all time. Like, people have been hyping up, anticipating, and memeing the release of this game for well over a decade, and the fact that we could genuinely have it be even announced, but the only thing limiting it is the price of RAM going up because of AI, is genuinely terrible. Like, video game releases should not be halted because these greedy companies want to continue to push this shit. And I especially hate how it's being being pushed despite the fact that like 95% of people do not like AI generation. Like so many people are against it. The vast majority of people are. Yet these fucking companies who are convinced that it's either the next big thing despite the extremely negative reaction from the general public, or are trying to save some money, are just incorporating it into pretty much everything. Companies like Amazon, for example, who are now beginning to use AI anime dubs, and no, I am not kidding. I'm not even going to describe to you what it sounds like because we both know it's going to sound like the most abysmal dog shit you've ever heard. I'm just going to play this short clip.
No, stop, don't do it! Ash!
Skipper, no please! No, Skipper! Hey, stay with me! Come on, Skipper! Hey! You gotta fight. Don't die on me, Skip. Don't leave me, please.
This is a level of terrible voice acting you would have to actually try to achieve, like the no Skipper, no, stay with me. Like, oh my god. This genuinely sounds like it was voiced by a robot. Like, I'm not even kidding. That's how bad it is. If you showed me that clip and you asked me who I thought the voice actors were, I would have told you there were no voice actors. It was just a bunch of fucking robots trying to imitate voice actors. Now, thankfully, that horrendous excuse of a dub got removed, but that doesn't distract from the fact that Amazon, a $2.5 trillion company who definitely could have hired real voice actors to voice the dub, instead decided to just use AI, because if they hired real people, they would have had to pay them, and that would have cost more money. But they're not the only ones using artificial intelligence in an effort to save a couple bucks, as Coca-Cola, I think about a month ago, released an entirely fake commercial, and despite the amount of backlash that it got, Coca-Cola was still adamant in releasing it, and in fact, I think it aired before the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 commercial, because I remember seeing it, and of course when I saw it, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, Coca-Cola is worth more than $300 billion. There is no way they couldn't have hired actual people to create the exact same commercial. But like I've been saying, they're doing it because they're greedy and they want to save some extra cash. Because why hire real people that you have to actually pay when you can just get AI to do it for you for a much lower price or just downright for free? This is almost verbatim what I talked about in my previous video that I made not even 2 months ago, where I said that companies are going to start doing this instead of hiring actual people, and that it's going to affect people who work in that industry, or even in other industries like software development, because why would companies hire real people when they can easily just ask ChatGPT to write a program for them? A lot of people in a lot of industries are going to be absolutely cooked within the coming years because AI is just going to take over. We're already seeing this happening before our very eyes, and unless we start doing something about it, it's only going to get worse. And like I said earlier, I fucking hate how it's being pushed despite the fact that so many people are against it. Like, the vast majority of people, from what I've seen, are openly expressing their frustration towards it. And I don't mean to sound like Johnny Silverhand here, but these greedy ass corporations are just not listening and continue to push it. Like, at this point, it's just extremely obvious that the feelings and interests of everyday people mean nothing to these billionaires and corporations who will continue to do things that we don't like as long as it fills their pockets. And I fucking hate that AI is the thing that they're choosing to invest in. And the biggest question I have about all of this is why? Why are companies so focused on it? Like, I genuinely can't figure out why. Almost everyone is against it. It's only going to make these corporations look worse because people are just going to see them as lazy and money hungry. And people aren't going to want to buy their products because they don't want to support anything that uses AI generation. So these companies are only making themselves look worse. And another question that I have is, what is the benefit of being able to have AI generate an image that looks so realistic you cannot tell that it's fake? Because again, I genuinely don't see a benefit, not one. In fact, now every time I go on social media, or almost every time, I have to worry about if what I'm looking at is real or not. And that is not something I want to worry about, especially since this technology is only going to get more realistic. And let me just say this, AI art will never be art. It will always be a massive heaping pile of dog shit slop. I will happily take that stupid thing of the banana duct tape to the wall over the best art, quote unquote, that AI can make. Because the beauty of art, like real art, is that it takes creativity, time, effort, and a lot of passion. And sometimes it takes a whole team to pull off what you want to create, but in the end, you're just left with something that's beautiful that you made. It's meant to be a creative process, and typing something into a generator is not part of it. And I hate how this pathetic excuse for art is being implemented in almost everything. Like, it's now going to be on Disney Plus, for crying out loud, because Disney invested $1 billion into OpenAI and signed a deal with them. Now people are going to be able to make artificial videos studios using all the properties that Disney owns, such as Marvel and Star Wars. And this news, without a doubt, has got Walt Disney rolling in his grave. But I just can't stand how every day AI is just slowly being inserted into more and more things, and as of right now, it is showing no sign of stopping. But before this video ends, I do want to make one thing clear. I'm not entirely against AI. I'm a 100% against AI generation, but I'm not against AI itself. I do think it can be a very useful tool. Like, I saw this news article where it detected breast cancer about 4 years before it actually developed, and things like that are what it should be used for. AI should be a tool that is used to help us, not replace us. But as of right now, it seems to be the latter, and I really hope it doesn't continue to be that way, but one can only hope. And that's going to do it for the video. Thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.